Hi there, this is Sam from Something Labs, just showing how to replace the Max Air PAPR zipper lens. These zipper lenses are an old model of Max Air that have kind of a zip-in cuff that goes to the lens. Now, one of the issues with these is once the lens bends, deflects, or deforms in some way, there's no easy way to replace them. Now, we've made this basically followed the template and found a way to make new ones, but installation is not easy. And that's because the original ones are made with these pop rivets here on the side. These ones, and you'll see them all the way along the back, which make it so that they're not easy to replace. And in fact, they were never meant to be replaced. It seems like an engineering oversight that basically when these things broke, you'd either have to send it back to the manufacturer or discard it entirely. So we're going to show you how you can deinstall and reinstall a new one. Now, we're going to use this, and the new hardware that we're going to use is actually this very inexpensive nylon hardware of just simply nuts, washers, and bolts. So after you replace this the first time, if you have further replacements that you need to do, they go much faster. So we're going to go into it. Our basic tools that we need, you can use scissors, that's optional. The main important tool is basically a set of clippers to be able to take off the rivets. Now, one thing that's really important is that the back side have no indentation. The best ones I found are ones made for electrical work, and these make it really easy for us to pop off the pliers. For a step later, it's also useful to have a drill with a small drill bit, as well as safety goggles at some point, because there is a risk as these rivets come off that they fly around and injure you. So let's go into it. The first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and remove a good amount of this plastic. Now, this is going to be discarded because this is no longer useful. We are going to save these tabs, however. So first thing is we're going to remove so that we can get down to these points. We're going to remove a lot of the plastic. I find scissors are a really easy way to start it off, just removing a lot of the material. So I'm actually going to start cutting around, and I'll show you the final product in just a second. So I've gone around with these scissors and removed a good amount of the plastic off, just so that I can get closer down to the rivets. We'll actually do some further cuts. But you can see that I've cut this off, making sure not to cut the helmet in any way. And also we're going to want to make sure to preserve these tabs, which we're going to come back to later. So you can see with the scissors, I've cut down until there are only little plastic nubbins left. And basically what we need is we need it so that we can get close enough under the plastic to be able to remove the rivets. So now the final step for removing the rivet is I removed a little bit more of the plastic, and now we are just down below the edges of the rivet. Wearing my safety glasses, I snap off the top, and then it allows just a little bit of a poke, and it'll go through. There it is, ready for replacement by nylon hardware. And we're going to continue the same all the way around, which again is a somewhat arduous task at the beginning, but every future replacement will be easy. Let me go ahead and remove the rest of the rivets now. All right, so now we've removed all of the rivets. And you can see it'll be a little bit scary at first, but really there's not much risk of blowout if you do the shearing right. So now for the next bit, what we're going to want is we're going to want to save these tabs. They're removable. Their removal is a little bit different since with two pliable pieces of plastic, I actually found that it's easier to use the drill to get the rivets out. So we're going to get a service and go ahead and drill these out. We're going to drill right into the rivet. When we do, it's actually going to be the heat that's going to be generated from the rivets of the plastic that will allow us to poke it right through. So you can see I drilled it out, got a little bit of metal shavings, but ultimately it just popped right through. And here we still have this tab available. We're going to do the same with the other, and then we'll be ready for mounting with plastic hardware. So now we have our new zipper lens, our helmet right there, and also our two new tabs. Now, along with the nylon hardware, the rest can actually just be done with hand. And we're gonna mimic the exact same way it was put together as before. Great. So now we've done the nylon hardware on, and basically at each stage we just have the bolt as well as the screw on the outside and the nut on the inside. It's pretty self-explanatory for how to do it, but just some notable things. One is we want to remove the protective liner as we do this, otherwise it'll get stuck. We want to make sure that the zipper is on the outside. It's going to bend down in order to zip into the cuff. If it's not, you can actually invert the whole thing, make sure it's the right way. Now the thing is, basically on the two ends, there are going to be two holes. So on the back side, you actually put nylon hardware through both of them. It's a way that keeps the lens together. And on the front, you only put it through one of them. This second one is going to be to tab into the rest of the PAPR unit. So this is almost ready to go now with our new one. The only thing that we have now to do is the straps. And those straps are going to go into this little hole right here and the matching one on the other side. We'll put them so that they can both button in to each other underside the helmet, and then we'll be done. So now we put in the back tabs using the same method with a bolt and a washer on the outside with a nut on the inside. The important thing to make sure is that they're facing each other so that the snap buttons can go into each other. But now we have a complete unit. You'll have some extra plastic to throw away. And next time when you're ready to replace another one of these, all you're gonna have to do is untighten and retighten the nylon hardware. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at Something Labs. My name is Sam, and I can help walk you through the process. Thank you so much. Have a great one.